At 46 years old, most boxers are long retired, enjoying the quiet life or working from the commentary booth, but not Manny Pacquiao. The legendary 8-division world champion is defying age and expectations once again, stepping back into the ring for a high-stakes comeback fight against rising welterweight star Mario Barrios. Inside his intense training camp, Pacquiao is proving that his speed, discipline, and warrior spirit haven't faded with time. With eyes locked on redemption and legacy, Pacquiao's latest journey is more than just a fight, it's a statement to the world that greatness doesn't come with an expiration date. Eddie Hearn believes that Manny Pacquiao, even at his age, retains the skills to defeat most fighters outside the top 15 to 20 in the welterweight division. He acknowledges Pacquiao's diminished form due to age and inactivity, but emphasizes that his experience and ring intelligence still make him a formidable opponent. Hearn also notes that commercially, a Pacquiao return makes sense, especially against opponents like Mario Barrios, who, while talented, are not at the elite level of fighters like Terence Crawford or Jaron "Boots" Ennis. However, Hearn cautions that Pacquiao's prolonged absence from the ring could impact his performance, suggesting that while a comeback is feasible, it should be approached carefully.
147, kind of a weird spot right now. We're looking at Manny Pacquiao potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. People are still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots. But he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Manny Pacquiao's last professional bout was in August 2021, where he faced Yordenis Ugas and suffered a unanimous decision loss. Since then, he has been absent from the ring. Promoter Eddie Hearn has noted that prolonged inactivity can be detrimental, especially for aging fighters. While Pacquiao's desire to return is commendable, the physical demands of boxing at the highest level are considerable. At 46, the challenges of regaining peak physical condition and competing against younger, active opponents are significant. Nonetheless, Pacquiao's extensive experience and ring intelligence could still make him a formidable presence in the welterweight division. His comeback against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title in July 2025 underscores his enduring ambition to compete at the sport's pinnacle. However, the outcome of such a return remains uncertain, given the rigorous demands of professional boxing and the natural effects of aging. In September 2021, Manny Pacquiao announced his retirement from boxing to focus on his political career, specifically his candidacy for the Philippine presidency in the 2022 elections. At 42, following a unanimous decision loss to Yordenis Ugas, Pacquiao acknowledged the physical toll of the sport, citing leg cramps during the fight as a sign of his body's limitations. Despite his passion for boxing, he recognized the need to prioritize his health and political commitments. In his retirement announcement, Pacquiao expressed gratitude for the sport that lifted him from poverty and allowed him to inspire others. He stated, "It is difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over. Today, I am am announcing my retirement. His decision marked the end of a 26-year career, during which he became the only boxer to win world titles in 8 different weight divisions.
2015, remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at, I think, 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable in saying I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita, Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather, Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. He fought everybody.
Stephen A. Smith shared his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement in a brief video segment, expressing deep respect for Pacquiao's illustrious career. He highlighted Pacquiao's remarkable achievements, including his status as an 8-division world champion and his significant impact on the sport of boxing. Smith emphasized Pacquiao's unique ability to inspire fans worldwide, not only through his athletic prowess, but also through his humility and dedication outside the ring. Manny Pacquiao is set to make a remarkable return to professional boxing at the age of 46, facing WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios in July 2025. This bout marks Pacquiao's first professional fight since his 2021 loss to Yordenis Ugas. Despite a 4-year hiatus, Pacquiao aims to add another title to his illustrious career, which includes championships in 8 different weight divisions. The fight is scheduled to take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on July 19, 2025, pending the outcome of Pacquiao's Senate re-election campaign in the Philippines on May 12th. Barrios, 29, holds a professional record of 29 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 18 knockouts. He became the WBC interim welterweight champion after defeating Ugas in September 2023 and was elevated to full champion status in June 2024, following Terence Crawford's move to the 154-pound division. Barrios retained his title in a split draw against Abel Ramos in November 2024. Pacquiao's return has generated mixed reactions within the boxing community. Some fans are excited to see the legendary boxer back in action, while others express concern about his ability to compete at a high level after such a long break. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman defended Pacquiao's right to challenge for a title, referencing the organization's rules that allow notable former champions to request title fights upon returning from retirement. The fight against Barrios is not just about the title, it represents Pacquiao's enduring legacy in the sport. Known for his relentless fighting style and ability to overcome challenges, Pacquiao's return to the ring could serve as a testament to his dedication to boxing, even as he navigates the complexities of his political career. If victorious, Pacquiao would become the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history, further cementing his status as one of the sport's all-time greats.
In a world title fight against the WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Date yet to be confirmed, venue yet to be confirmed, but it looks like it will be in July and in Las Vegas. Yeah, massive news announced yesterday by the WBC president, and you know, it was so out of left field. You know, Pacquiao hasn't fought professionally since 2021. That was 4 years ago. He was 41 at the time, and of course he lost to Yordenis Ugas, the very tricky Cuban fighter. Convincingly lost to Yordenis Ugas, and in that fight 4 years ago, as I say.
Trainer Greg Hackett didn't hold back when giving his take on Manny Pacquiao's shocking return against Mario Barrios. Hackett, speaking candidly, said that if this fight had happened several years ago, Pacquiao would have easily handled Barrios. But now, the situation is different. Hackett emphasized that this version of Pacquiao is far removed from the explosive fighter fans remember. At 45, the Filipino legend isn't expected to have the same speed, endurance, or killer instinct. Hackett called this bout a money fight, and not a competitive clash between 2 peak athletes. It's more of a spectacle, he insists.
I like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
The Filipino icon is set to challenge WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios in July, marking his first professional bout since August 2021. The fight was confirmed by WBC President Mauricio Suleiman, who called it a tremendous fight while speaking to Boxing King Media. For boxing fans around the world, this is a momentous event as one of the sport's all-time greats steps back into the spotlight. Pacquiao's last appearance in the ring ended in a unanimous decision loss to Yordenis Ugas. Shortly after, he announced his retirement from professional boxing to focus on his political career, including an unsuccessful run for the presidency of the Philippines in 2022. During his time away from the sport, he remained active in public service and philanthropy, while rumors of a potential comeback continued to circulate. The upcoming bout against Mario Barrios is significant for many reasons. Barrios is a skilled and powerful fighter, currently holding the prestigious green and gold WBC title. For Pacquiao, it's not just a return, it's a chance to make history once again. If victorious, he would become the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history, further adding to his legendary resume. This fight also sparks discussion about whether elite-level fighters can defy age and time. While some question the physical toll such a comeback might take, others believe Pacquiao's ring IQ, experience, and conditioning still make him a threat to younger contenders. Regardless of the outcome, Pacquiao's return is already a major moment in the boxing world, reigniting excitement among his global fan base and adding a new chapter to an already iconic career. Speculation is heating up that Manny Pacquiao's upcoming bout with Mario Barrios may be more than just a comeback. It could be a strategic move toward one last mega fight. Rumors are swirling that if Pacquiao defeats Barrios and claims the WBC welterweight title, he may set his sights on Gervonta "Tank" Davis, one of boxing's biggest current stars. The potential clash between Pacquiao, a living legend, and Davis, a knockout artist in his prime, would be a massive pay-per-view event, generating global attention. This has led many fans and analysts to question whether Barrios was selected strategically. While Barrios is a solid champion, he's not seen as an unbeatable force in the division. Some suggest Pacquiao's team views him as a winnable fight, tough enough to legitimize the comeback, but manageable for a well-prepared Pacquiao. The theory goes that a win here would not only earn Pacquiao another world title, but also create the perfect narrative for a high-stakes, generational showdown with Davis. If the speculation proves true, Pacquiao's comeback could be far more than a farewell. It could be the opening act of a carefully crafted path toward one final blockbuster bout. For now, all eyes are on July, and whether the legend can turn back time once again.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.